How many times have you or someone that you know said, oh, I've got to get off Facebook, Instagram, social media? If your life is anything like mine, probably well over 1 million. So today I'm going to share with you how this actually affects us, and newsflash, this is going to be pretty shocking. And the way that I've found to look at this that has not only helped me quit for good, but changed how I think about it. It's poisoned my idea of it even more than it was, so that I have no need, no desire to go back to it. So before that, why us especially? Let's ask why us as neurodivergent people especially. So why is it more important for us? Well, we all know our inherent and heightened sense of moral justice, and this I see come out so often in social media. It just gets triggered all the damn time. And what is happening when we are triggered in that way? So we have a bunch of different mechanisms that get triggered almost immediately when we see certain comments that outrage us. We've got our cortisol, our stress hormone is going up. Our adrenaline is going up, and our threat systems are starting to get moving. So this is all stuff which is historically meant for way different situations. This is meant for physical threat, but this is all being triggered by some idiot in the comments or something that you've seen elsewhere online. But not only that, and this is what's really interesting, particularly again for us as neurodivergent people, is that besides the stress hormones and all of that, we're also getting dopamine. So our brains are going, this is horrible, but I must engage. And not only that, it is rewarding us for that because we get that dopamine. So we're kind of dopamine mining for that stuff, but it's really not in the best place. It's not going to do us any good psychologically or physically, because stress hormones like cortisol, that's going to lead to actual physical problems. Like it increases inflammation, it changes your mood. It's not a nice thing to have in high levels over longer periods of time. But at the end of the day, this is what these social media platforms are designed to do. They are designed to have this effect on us, and they just don't care. As long as we're engaging, they do not care. Quite a lot of our neurodivergent thought patterns are getting brought into action here, and we cannot control them. In other parts of life, we can usually control whether we get some sort of conclusion, but we are in no such position to control that online. So we do not like things which are not resolved. We do not like things being half done. We cannot really cope so well with someone having said something and then disappearing. And on top of all of these general human reactions which we're getting evoked here, all of these emotions, those emotions are going to be higher, they are going to be more intense than the average neurotypical person, which makes us jump straight into the battle. We react impulsively, particularly us ADHDers. We jump into the comments, we start a fight, or we continue the fight, and it just goes on and on and on. And every time we come back on, we just see that little bell with the notifications and think, oh boy, I don't really want to read it, but I'm going to have to. And then you read it, and then you get all of these stress hormones and all the threat comes, and then you get dopamine for it as well. It's just such a hard cycle to get out of. But that really is your brain on social media. This is wrong, but I must engage. That is it in a nutshell. But while we do have those emotions, they are covering up other emotions which we may not be in such a good position to identify, like sadness, vulnerability, grief, powerlessness, fear. These are much harder, they're much more nuanced emotions to identify, and if we experience alexithymia, then it is going to be quite hard to know that social media is creating all of this in us. So when you see on social media that something gives you this stress reaction, ask yourself, what does my body actually need here? Does my body need to lean into this? Or is my body actually saying something different? And what your body is going to be saying, I think, is that you need to move away from this. You need to move away from the risk and bring your nervous system back to center. So here's my plan. This is what I did at the start, and now it's gone. I said, right, go about your day, use Facebook or Instagram. Actually, I don't have Facebook, haven't had for a long time, but Instagram I had, and go about it, do what you want, and then when you see something that outrages you, you have to delete the app. Not your account just yet, but delete the app for 24 hours and you can't go on. And then you start again, and then you delete it again when you see something which outrages you and creates that stress, fight or flight response. Then I got a bit more strict and I started saying, as soon as you see something negative, whether in the comments or it's just the actual content itself, you then delete it. And when I had both of those criteria in there, I never had this app downloaded for more than about 20 minutes. I was just deleting it almost immediately because I was just seeing something, even though I'd stripped right back the people that I was following, I always find something that steps on some sort of political or social issue which is close to my heart, and I was out. When I could really internalize that I wasn't going, often like the shortest was about 5 seconds before I saw something which evoked this in me. And when I saw that actually that was not so uncommon, I was getting a lot of like 1 minute, 5 minutes, almost immediately having to delete this thing. I just thought, what is the point? And that was a turning point for me, and I thought, why am I going back to this? I have ways of communicating with my friends. I can send them voice notes or texts. This is totally fine. I can ask to share pictures. I can encourage that. I can send them photos that I want to share with them directly. They can do that to me. And that was totally enough. And that's what did it for me. So I encourage you guys to do the same. Please let me know in the comments how that works out for you, if that works out for you. And I'll see you in the next video.